Howdy folks, we're doing part 2 of the Harbor Freight July 2019 catalog. I know that a lot of folks have been having a hard time choking down that 45-minute first half, and that's why, if you notice, at the end of that, we were actually at the start of the ITC coupons. Well, it came to me that not everybody has an ITC membership, so I thought I'd make just a separate part 3 on the ITC stuff, especially when I tried to make this just a complete part 2. And if you folks that have watched the 45-minute one had a hard time choking that down, an hour and a half for the other 2 sections here, you would have choked to death on. So, we're gonna skip past the ITC. We're gonna do the rest of the catalog. And before I get started, please subscribe to the channel. It helps us grow. It helps me know that the videos that I'm putting out, people will actually watch. And it's the kind of thing that you could do to say thanks to me and all the people that helped me make these videos by just clicking that subscribe button. It does not cost you anything. Just click that subscribe button. You know, we're hoping to get 100 subscribers by the end of the year. We'd love to get 1,000, but you know, so help us get there. And let's get started. 10 by 12 aluminum greenhouse with 4 vents. The greenhouses, from what I understand, it's a great kit. It's a great kit. You do have to be leery because it is packed in China apparently, and some of the kits don't come with all the hardware, so that's the only downside that I've ever heard about these kits. So, propane torch. If you do metalworking with it, with anything, this is actually a nice torch because you can heat a very large area. I don't have a rosebud. I don't even think I can get a rosebud big enough to compare to that torch when it comes to heating things. So, like trailer hitches. I had a trailer hitch that I needed to take the ball off of, and it had been out in the rain for at least 5 years, and it was rusted solid. And all I did, you know, barbecue tank, propane torch, heated the thing, and I got it cherry red. You know, and if you folks look at a ball hitch, you know, just a standard ball hitch, you know, you're talking about a good 1.5 inch bolt there. So that's a lot of steel to be heating. And it actually didn't take that long either, so that's a great tool if you know what you're doing. I've got other videos on this 18-inch chainsaw, the 42-inch chainsaw. I love it. It does run a little lean, in my opinion. So I'd go and see if you can't procure those tools somewhere online to thicken up the mixture screws. That's just me. Electric chainsaw sharpener. If you are really into doing chainsaw work, then you should probably look into getting the electric chainsaw sharpener. For $30, if you do a lot of work, I'd say it's a good deal. Log splitters, it's what have ya. Pressure washer for $100. I think that these are the better ones. The older ones are the ones that have had the leaks, the starting on fire. These new ones, from what I understand, are great units. They don't do that. And then you got your garden hoses that you would need. These ratcheting loppers, they are great units. Know a guy that's got a pair. He loves it. You got your wagons from 1,000-pound capacity all the way down to 300-pound capacity. I've actually been thinking about getting this the steel mesh one, the 1,000-pound capacity one, so I can actually start hauling engines around the yard. And then we got your Predator section. Let's just look at the generators for now. 9,000 max watt and 7,250 running watt. 13 horsepower for $700. 13-hour runtime. Yeah, if you need that kind of cojones, you know, say you're running a food truck and you need to keep all them crock pots nice and toasty, yeah, because the Honda at $2,800, personally, there's better companies out there, and if you're just buying it because it's got a Honda motor, there's companies out there that are selling true, genuine Honda powered generators for half of what Honda wants for their generator. Just saying. And we'll go through the Northern Tool catalog at some point and I'll show you what I'm talking about. And then you've got 6,500, 4375. Then we've got our personal favorite, the little tailgater. Unfortunately, it's not on sale, but when they go on sale, snatch them up. Because sadly, the only thing that goes wrong with them is that darn pull start. We all know how to fix that one, don't we? Out there on YouTube World. If we don't, go watch the video. Then you've got just your motors. Might have to do a repower on the Craftsman, and we might be playing with that 22 horsepower V-twin if I get the Cacholet together. Because we'll do a repower and we'll see how it goes. So, and Predator now has the chipper. They got the towable backhoe. They got the sawmill. They got the pressure washers. Which, let's see. Is this the one that they're talking about? Yeah, that's gotta be, yep. Yeah, that's gotta be the 371. And it's actually got a tank for your chemicals, which is nice. Nice to have that. I actually have an electric one that's got a straw that comes in, yeah, so. Pumps. I was actually just looking at the pumps today. So, and they've got it all from the 1/10th of a horse DC pumps all the way up to the 1-horse AC pumps, and they've even got the gasoline powered ones. They've got all your hoses that you need, whether it's for intake or discharge. Tell you the truth, the section with the engines and the pumps at my Harbor Freight looked like it had been robbed. So, yeah. Gloves. If you do auto mechanics professionally, you might want to chime in and tell us if these gloves are any good. And they've got them from the nitrile all the way to the padded leather, which the glove selection is very nice. Save your knees with the knee pads. You know, say you're working in the garden or working on the floor, save them knees. You know, we're born with one set of them. Okay. The flip lights. They are great. My mother's had one in her vehicle as a extra dome light for years now, so something to be said. Zip ties, if you go through the first section we did, they do have coupons on some of these, so keep that in mind. And you need to buy it. Just saying, if you ain't got zip ties, go buy zip ties. You need to get an assortment going. Okay. The 2.5 liter ultrasonic cleaner. It's a great tool, and you will start cleaning a lot of things in it. Just saying, you will find a use for it. Batteries. Now this is what I was telling you in part 1. They've got 3 different batteries that they sell. The yellow ones here at the bottom, don't even consider them. Don't even consider them. They're junk. If you're that desperate, go ahead. But really the one that you want to be looking at is the alkalines here. These are the ones that actually have the battery life. They have life in them. These ones I believe are nickel cadmium, and they don't have much of a life. So Alkaline Plus batteries. We'll have to get a set of those and we'll try those out, because I've been hearing some nice things about the Thunderbolt Edge, as they are trying to make a better image of themselves. But really, these are the ones that give the rest a bad name. Security lights, they're nice, especially if you can get them where you don't have to hardwire them. These ones are all hardwired units, but in any event, it's nice to have them, not just for security, but also for walking down your sidewalk without tripping on something that your kids left. Yeah, just saying. Safes. They got a full range of safes for you. Not real impressed with the digital safes, and it has to do with the fact that it's something that can go haywire. You got your cameras. Been looking at these, and for me, I guess I just haven't pulled the trigger yet. But if you're on the fence, buy these, because in all reality, folks, these are cheaper than the Nest cameras, because the Nest cameras you have to pay for that subscription service, recurring. These you don't. Just saying. That's the stupidest thing ever I've heard. Well, yeah, you want cameras? Yeah, you gotta buy this subscription service. Yeah. They got your hard cases here, folks. Been looking at probably getting either B or A in the lineup here, either the 3800 or the 4800, just so that I can tote the camera around without it getting beat to hell. Because you folks actually don't realize how much traveling I do with this camera. Even though I don't show a lot of it, or get a lot of footage with it, I do a lot of traveling with it, so it'd be nice to have a case for it. And these are pretty thick-walled plastic, and they do block out nice. They are rigid foam on the inside. If you're looking for a case that you can mold to your own equipment, say you've got an expensive lighting piece of equipment or camera, then maybe you want to look at getting a hard case for it. Metal ammo cans. If you don't have a safe, folks, the next best thing is to get one of these ammo cans with the seals on them, so that you can at least keep your important documents dry and clean. So for $15.99, you can't go wrong. I was looking at this 8-drawer wood tool chest, and I'm thinking, for 85 bucks, what could I do with it? What could I do with it? It still is at Harbor Freight. I'm sorry, folks. But I thought, well, if I got it, what would I do with it? And it's a beautiful chest. No, it's not some hand-carved piece, but the whole thing is that for a mass-produced wood chest, it's actually a really nice feel in the hand and look chest. And it does come with felt lining in every drawer and in the top, and yes, that is a mirror in the top lid. The magnetic paper towel holder and the magnetic tissue dispenser, I just saw them at my Harbor Freight. They come in the colors now. So I picked some up. I'll show you that in another video. Bags. Don't get me wrong, the Hercules bags are nice, but if you're looking out for all-out size, the Voyager 20-inch, hands down, you can fit everything you need into that. For me, I've got, in my 20-inch, I've got my 4.5-inch angle grinder, I've got my measuring tape, I've got my square, an assortment of wheels for the 4.5-inch. I got 2 welding jackets, and I still have enough room for a lot more. So, and I'm a big guy. I wear big size welding jackets. I wear the 4XL welding jackets, and I've even got the one for me that goes over my hoodie, so that when I'm working in cold weather, I can wear a hoodie and the welding jacket, and that's a 5XL, and that's full leather. So these are some pretty big bags, and don't worry if you don't want to lug it. It does have that nice handle that comes up. It's got wheels on the bottom for $26, you can't go wrong. Just saying. The parts organizers. I've been finding myself going on the road a lot more lately. I've not been here stuck at the house as much as I would like to be. So I've actually got all of my MIG gun stuff in the organizers. My TIG tips, my gas nozzles, my tools for the guns, they all fit nicely. And for me, it's the fact that I don't just run one kind of MIG gun. I actually have 3 on the truck. I've got 2 for the 140 and I got 1 for the Activate. So for me, I have a lot of consumables that I need to take with me. Plus, I've also got the ones that I need for the spool gun. It's just, yeah. V-shaped hang-all for $2. The only thing is that they don't come with screws. You have to provide your own hardware. Other than that, they're a great buy. Okay, what else did we want to talk about on the page? Oh, pegboard hook kit. If you need some hooks for your pegboard, $7. Now, the U.S. General section. We are looking at a complete lineup, and they're even coming in white now. They're starting to come into white. They're starting it with the 5-drawer. From what I understand, they're going to do it throughout the range. Don't quote me on it, but that's kind of what the heck's been going around the rumor mill. So I think what it's really coming down to is if the white sells, they'll sell it and the rest, but yeah. And they've got different ways you can buy and configure these things, which is a nice thing. Now, do realize that they are going to expand the Icon brand into toolboxes, which, from what I understand, they're going to be a little bit deeper, and some of them are even going to be a little bit longer. So, if you need those couple extra inches, maybe wait for the Icon. But really, if you need a toolbox today, go buy one. You're not going to be sorry, because, I mean, folks, we've been working out of the 5-drawer cart here for several months now, and it's held up to our abuse just fine. Wrenches, if they come in your sizes that you commonly use, buy them. I'm not going to buy them because the one size that I need that they don't come with is that 18mm, sadly. So, for me, I can't, in my mind, I just can't justify the buying of it because it doesn't have what I need. but it does come with 17, so if you're working on a lot of the import stuff, they may work for you, because that's kind of what I feel that they're set up more for than the domestics. Just saying. Ratchets, they've got a nice line of ratchets. Oh, I was looking at this breaker bar here, the 3/8 ones. It was hard to put it back on the shelf. Let's just say that, folks. It was hard to put it back on the shelf. And at some point, we're probably going to get one of these long 1/2-inch drives so that we can start barring motors over with it. So keep on the lookout for that. Electronic torque wrench. I've been watching a few of the other channels, and apparently these can compete with the Snap-on digital torque wrench very nicely. So, sockets, the only ones that I can absolutely wholeheartedly recommend to everybody are the color-coded ones. Why can't I do it to the others? It's not the quality, it's the quantity. Okay? You're not getting that 18. There's a few sizes that they do skip. So they're great quality. I do occasionally buy them just to hack them up to make specialty tools out of them. But they are nice. So if you need a socket set and you can live with the sizes that they leave out, maybe it's for you. So yeah, that's about all that we're going to look at there. You got your screwdrivers, your nut drivers. I was looking at these nut drivers, and I think the biggest reason I didn't pull the trigger on these was the sizing. I'd have to check back on my notes, but yeah. And then they've got the bottle opener, so you can have an entire Quinn set. So you can be popping open them nostalgia sodas that everybody's been getting into. Even I've been getting into them, sorry. They've got a nice set of T-handles for 20 bucks. If you need a set of T-handles and you're not going to torture the hell out of them, go for it. Might pick up a set myself, and we'll see how much torture we actually give it before she yields. Yield. So, and then you've got your diagnostic stuff. You've got your grease guns and the Holts. This lever action one from Holt that they're comparing to the Lincoln at 40 bucks. We might be buying one. If you folks want me to try one of these out, I'll leave it down in the comments. If you want me to try anything out, leave it down in the comments, and we'll run it through the paces. Because if I'm looking at this right, that comes with a hose for $25. And I know that the Lincoln at $40 doesn't come with a hose. Yeah. Because I have several of the Lincolns. So. And as I've said before, Harbor Freight doesn't just sell their house brands. They do sell other brands. They've got WD-40, they've got Stay Lube, they've got a whole section of stuff that isn't their own house brand. So keep that in mind. Compression tester, fuel injection pump tester, 8-piece compression test kit, engine oil pressure test kit, master fuel injection pressure test kit for $100, which it's cheaper than the performance tool, which means that it's probably the cheapest one that you can buy, because as we all know, performance tool is not the greatest. So and then you've got your HVAC stuff, vacuum pumps, manifold set, your air-powered vacuum pumps. What's going on is that if you buy this manifold set and you don't know what the heck you're doing, you will damage your AC system. So if you don't know what the heck you're doing with an HVAC system, don't buy it, because you're gonna wreck your system. Just saying. Don't do it. If you don't know what you're doing, just leave it on the shelf. Oh, got the UV flashlight. Don't know how well it shows up on camera, but it's a cool toy in some ways, and it's a real handy tool in others. So buy it and you'll figure out a use for it. If anything, it's worth $9 worth of fun, okay? And then you've got your pullers, your presses, your separators, got the bearing separator and puller set. Okay, if you buy this set, just make sure that you've got some nuts and bolts handy, because the forcing screw for the smaller size bearings, such as like a 6200, it will not go through a 6200 bearing. So you have to have something to assist the forcing screw. Just saying. Ball joint service kit. I've got the older Pittsburgh one, and it's held up real nice. If you don't own one, you might want to pick one up, especially since it seems as though everything's been going press fit lately. So just keep that in mind. Okay. McPherson strut spring compressor. I don't know how many actual people change out just the strut portion anymore. I think everybody goes to preloaded stuff nowadays. But you tell me down in the comments. Okay. They got a full range of electrical tools. Some of them are only for AC, some of them are for both AC and DC. Make sure that you get the one that you need for your application. Just saying. The infrared thermometer for 30 bucks. Yeah. And I don't understand where the heck these frickin' cameras are so expensive. When you can go online and get the ones that plug into your phone for like $10 and uses your phone. So, diagnostic equipment. Personally, I've been hearing that the Zurich doesn't do everything that it should. So for $1,300, and I think I'll pass at this point until they get the software side of things figured out. I think I'll just leave it alone. OBD2 code reader. If you just need a code reader, then yeah, for 50 bucks. There are cheaper options out there, but OBD2 live data. Now, granted, all of these only come with cables for vehicles in the United States that are 1996 and newer. If you've got a vehicle that is 1995 and older, you're going to need a different tool that they don't sell here. So keep that in mind. You got your oil filter pliers, steel ramps over plastic. I'm going to trust the steel over the plastic any day of the week. Shop towels, nice things to have. Yes. You got your dollies. But now, when it comes to these roller seats, folks, if you're under 200 pounds, then yeah, great, go buy them. If you're over 200 pounds, don't even look at them. I think that's about as much as I'm going to say on that one. They got the yellow one, which is the one that you want, at $210. Then they've got these ones. Stay the heck away from these ones. The just standard 3-ton floor jacks. Why? Because they don't go up as high as the yellow one. these only go up to 18 and a quarter. This thing goes up to 23 and an eighth. So, but the one I've been looking at actually is this one over here in the corner. The long reach one, the 3-ton long reach for 200, because it goes up to 24 and a quarter, which would get me all the way up on the 6 tons, the 6-ton jack stands. So just keep that in mind, that maybe if you don't want to just get this yellow one, maybe you like that green, that I don't know why, but if you like that green or the orange, maybe you want to go with that one. Plus, it's $10 cheaper, so. Presses, cast iron anvils. You got your underhood, your underbody hoists, stuff, and engine stands. Personally, unless you're only working on Hondas and little V6s, step up to the 1,000-pound unit. You will not be sorry, because at 750 pounds, yeah, I've got a inline 6 in the backyard that weighs 515. So, just saying, folks, that the 1,000-pound is probably the one that you're going to want to go with. Although I have been looking at that 50-ton dual-speed hydraulic press. Okay. Detailing stuff. Portable shed, portable garage. Been thinking about the portable garage just for the fact that, number one, it would make a great paint booth in my opinion. If you can control the temperature a little bit better than what I've been having lately. The Jupiter, from what I understand, these are a heck of a lot better than the old Centec converters, that they don't have as many crib deaths, and they actually do last. So there's what have you. Pressure gauge. If you don't have a pressure gauge, buy one. Throw it in the glove box. Ratchet straps. They got a full line of ratchet straps. If you don't have any ratchet straps, buy some. You will not be sorry. Just saying. Just match the working load limit to what you're working with, and you're off to the races. They got a full line of trailer lighting. Or at least a good selection of trailer lighting. Towing adapters, tongue boxes. So, yeah. If you need to do towing, They got you covered. Okay. Convertible convertible loading ramps, set of two, 1,200 pound capacity. Trifold ramps, got a set. They work, and they work better on late model vehicles than the older vehicles. Don't get me wrong, they do work on the early model vehicles. It's just I've found that they work better the newer that the vehicle is. It's just weird like that. Okay. Portable power packs. I had one of the 5-in-1 when it first came out, and it actually lasted a long time before the battery gave up the ghost. And really, if I would have tore it apart and put a new battery in it, it would have still kept on ticking like a Timex. So, Badland winches. I've had some experience with the 12,000 pounder. It's a great winch. If you ain't got the money for the Warren, don't be scared to buy the 12,000 pound winch from Badland. I have the 5,000 pound that we're going to be mounting to probably one of the garden tractors here soon. So, and everybody's selling these dang lights. So, it's whatever the heck your flavor is. Now, this is what I was telling you folks in part 1. If you want a decent angle grinder, you gotta go with the red one, the Chicago Electric, not the Drill Master. Yes, it will work. It's just that you're better off with that one for a couple bucks more. Now, they do have the bigger, well, more heftier units. So if you don't like that and you do have the Cabriolet, you can get the Herc or the Bauer. Or if you need something bigger, they do have that 7-inch, and they got the 9-inch. Personally, between the 7 and the 9, if you got the cash, go with the 9. You will be a heck of a lot happier with the 9 than the 7. Just saying. Just saying. They got polishers. They've got polishing compound at my Harbor Freight. Full line of it, so you can polish your vehicle with one trip to Harbor Freight. Hydraulic equipment. Got the hydraulic wire crimping tool. If you do a lot of wire crimping and you need it really tight, don't be afraid to go buy it. The Porta Power kits, personally I find them to be a little overpriced for what they are, because I can go to other stores in the area and buy them cheaper. But if you're not willing to wait for online, and you don't have another store around you that sells porta powers for anything cheaper, then go right ahead and buy it, because they are good units. So, and you can get accessories for it right at Harbor Freight. So, they got media blasters. Might have to talk to Mike and see how he loves his. Metalworking tools. Okay. I've been hearing nothing but great things about this Bauer Deep Cut Portable Bandsaw. How it beats out the Milwaukees and the DeWalts, and for half the bloomin' price of the DeWalt and the Milwaukee. So, would love to have an English wheel, but I don't have the room for it. If you ever go in and look at one of these are actually a large unit. You know. So, metal brake with stand, shear press, mill drills. If you go online, they've got a full selection of the mini lathes. So, and they've also got the accessories to go with them. I haven't looked at my Harbor Freight to see if they actually got the accessories to go with them. I know that they got the bits to go with them. I just don't know if they got the accessories. So, soldering tools, MIG guns, lots of welding stuff. God dang. So, yeah. Spot welders. I've actually been looking at getting a spot welder for the shop. So, because they're a nice tool to have, especially when you're doing body work. They're nice to have. Spot welder. Pressure regulators. If you need pressure regulator, go for it. These welding magnets, oh my gosh, they do work. So, and I haven't found a bad welding magnet yet. So, it's whatever your flavor is. Premium welding gloves. These are the ones that you're going to want to look at. If you're doing some serious welding, maybe get the... But if you need to do precision work like TIG, make sure that you get the thin-skinned ones so that you can actually feel what the heck you're doing with that wire. And then they've got complete line of welders. And I think we all know how I feel about the flux core welders. So I'm not even going to go into it. I've been looking at this 140 machine here as kind of a, not so much a replacement as a change from my Lincoln 140, because I got the 140T. So I want to know your thoughts on this, folks. Would you even buy this? Because I look at it and it's like, okay, It's a great looking unit. It's got all the features that I'd want. I just want to know what your folks' thoughts are on it. Because if anything, I'll just go straight to the 200 and have 200 amps on site. Vulcan Omni Pros, everything down to... I've actually been looking at this and it looks exactly like the Miller Thunderbolt, which kind of tells me that they're using the same factory as Miller is on their welders. So you got a full line of auto darkening helmets, from your fixed shade all the way down to your auto darkening. So and there we go, the back end. So I hope that you were able to watch this whole video, and please comment, rate, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.